The Character Origins playtest from Wizards of the Coast for the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons has been out for about 2 weeks now, and yesterday they released the survey for us as playtesters to fill in and help shape the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons together. So let's take a look at it, speak our voice, and see what happens. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and welcome to this completely unprepared, unscripted video of me filling in the survey for the playtest material of the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons called One D&D at this point in time. Now this is completely unprepared because I do not know what they're going to ask, so I have my survey right here and I have the Character Origins document right here so I can look stuff up if they're asking something that I don't quite remember or whatever. As you might know, I've done 2 videos. One video explaining my excitement for One D&D because I really like the path they're taking in the way they're thinking towards the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons, but I also did a video of my worries because there are a bunch of things in that document that I just don't want to have, see the light of day, right? That's just stuff that doesn't make sense to me. For example, the crit rules, they're probably going to ask about that in this survey. So let's just fill it in, talk about it, and see what happens. Would you like to rate the material presented in the Character Origins? Yes, of course I would like to do that. What was the first edition of D&D that you've played? The first edition for me was a 3rd edition. Then 3.5, and then we played a bit of 2nd edition, and then we went to 4 and then 5. Yes, I'm the kind of person that played 4th edition for years, and I didn't really like it at that time, but now looking back on it, it was actually a pretty good, it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons per se, but it was actually a really good tabletop RPG, so, yeah, there was a lot good about that system. Anyway, which of the following character origin options have you play tested? I haven't really play tested them in the sense that I played them at the table, but I've read through all of it, and yeah, I haven't played tested any. How satisfied were you overall with the character origin options as presented in the article? So they're going into everything, right? So they're going into human, determining your origin. We're going to look at this right here, human. For me, yeah, I have to say that human feels human. Like they're a humanoid, duh. And I really like that now you get a choice between being medium and small. That is like a detail that I absolutely like. You might be like one of those small humans, or like a bigger human, because humans are humans and they're there's different different sorts of humans. They're resourceful. You gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest, which is really cool. You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice, and you are versatile. You gain a skilled feat or another first level feat of your choice. For me personally, it should just say skilled feat. That's what, for me, the traits of a race do. So I am actually very satisfied right here. The Artling, it's just not my cup of tea, right? So I'm just gonna do this right here. Dragonborn, not my cup of tea. Let's go into the Dwarf, because I don't want to speak my voice on stuff that I am that's not my thing. I'm not the kind of person that plays a Dragonborn. I'm not the kind of person that is probably going to play an Artling. But I am, and I do, and I absolutely love dwarves. So dwarves, they're humanoid or medium. They have dark vision, dwarven resilience. So the resistance to poison damage stays, which I really like. I can also look right here, but I'm looking right there. It's really weird. Dwarven toughness. Absolutely love dwarven toughness. Just makes sense. Dwarves are tough. They're small, tough creatures. Your Divine Creator gave you an uncanny affinity for working with stone and metal. You gain tool proficiency with 2 of the following options of your choice: jewelers, masons, smith's tools, and tinker tools. Absolutely makes sense. As a bonus action, you gain the Tremor Sense within a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. Oh my god, I love that. You must be on a stone surface or touching such a surface to use this Tremor Sense. The stone can be a natural or worked stone. Oh my god, that's just a feature that makes the dwarf a dwarf to me personally. Absolutely, just yeah. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to proficiency bonus, and you regain all. They're really going for that. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus thing. They're really going for that. Finish a long rest. Yeah, I love the dwarf. They talk about gold dwarfs. They talk about other dwarfs. They don't really give stats for other kinds of dwarfs. They're just like, this is the dwarf, and then there is many different people within that race, which is awesome. I am very satisfied with that. The elf, I kind of forgot about the elf. Oh yeah, you have like this thing here going on. So you have the elf, which is of course a humanoid, 750 years on average. Damn. Dark vision, lineage. You gain a level, and again a 5th level. You can also gain the ability to cast spells, supernatural abilities. So you have to choose your lineages. Draw, high elf, and wood elf is what they have right now, and this makes sense. This just makes sense. So you gain a spell at 3rd and at 5th level, which is really cool because it's like I don't know if they're going to like increase this 3rd, 5th, I don't know, 9th, 12th, 15, 20, I don't know, but having it 3rd and 5th really makes sense because your race choice is really something that is important for like the first tier of play to me. Like everything you get from your race is really important in the first tier, but once you go into tier 2 and tier 3, it's more your class that makes you gives you your powers and everything that makes sense on that level. But on these lower levels, this really makes sense. So a draw, dark vision up to 120 feet, and the dancing lights cantrip. The high elf has Digitation cantrip. Whenever finishing a long rest, you can replace that cantrip with a different cantrip from the arcane spell list, which is pretty powerful. Your speed increases to 35 feet for a wood elf. You also know the druid craft, and they get long strider and pass. I really like the wood elf. Like, I really like, but I think this might be really powerful. I think the high elf is more powerful in a game-breaking sense, but the wood elf, for me personally, makes a lot of sense. So I'm just going with satisfied here. Let's take a look at the gnome. I'm not like really a gnome player, but they kind of do the same thing here. You know, the manning, like the rock gnome. I'm just gonna go for don't know, not sure. Let's see. Let's take a quick look. I've read all this, but you know, this is just, I don't know from by heart, of course. Your halfling is small. Oh yeah, they're brave. Advantage in saving throws, unit voids, and the frightened condition. I really like that halfling thing where halflings are small creatures that are underestimated a lot of times, but they're actually pretty brave, like in Lord of the Rings. Because like Samwise is the bravest person ever in fantasy, probably. Halfling nimbleness, you can move through space with creatures size larger than we know that. Luck, we also know that. Naturally stealthy, you have persistence and stealth skill. Yeah, makes sense. There's not a lot to it, but it also just makes sense. So for the halfling, I'm just going to go right here. Then I really love that they are they have the orc as a playable race instead of like adding half race. I really like that they took half races away as being standard races, but I like that they're putting like the races that come from those half races in there, like the orc. There is now like the playable race, and you can build your own half orc if you want to be a half elf, half orc. You basically you can do that, but the orc is like the standard race, medium sized, 80 years on average, humanoids. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. When you do so, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. Number of times, again, equal to your proficiency bonus, and you go, a long rest. Really cool. You can dash as a bonus action a few times a day, and you gain temporary hit points, which is, yeah, cool. It's called Adrenaline Rush. Makes absolute sense. They have they have good dark vision, powerful build, which means they can push, drag, and lift a lot more. Relentless, when you reduce your 0 hit points, you can, yeah, that's the same thing. Relentless Endurance, which you can only use once per day. Makes sense, otherwise it will be really hard to drop an orc. So the orc, I like that the orc is in here as a race, and I really like the adrenaline rush ability. But other than that, I don't really feel that there is a lot more to it that really makes it shine. Although they moved, of course, the relentless endurance from the half orc to the orc. So I like the race, but it's not like new enough, if you know what I mean. So, and with the tiefling, again, sorry for the tiefling fans, but I'm just not really into that kind of character to play as a player. So I'm more into like human, dwarf, maybe a wood elf, not a high elf, stuff like that. So maybe a wood elf, and maybe every now and then I'd play a halfling or something like that. First character ever was a halfling. How satisfied are you with the elements of the human character option as presented in the article? Oh, so we're going deeper into this. Okay, cool. Resourceful. Okay. Forgive me, I have to scroll up a little bit again. So, Human is resourceful. You gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. I love that. It's really powerful, but I love it. Skillful. You gain proficiency one skill of your choice. Makes sense. Humans are always like in tabletop RPGs, they're always like the race that is the most versatile. You can build whatever you want from a human. Well, with all the races, you can build whatever you want, especially now with the new rules. But like the human is just known for adapting to their environment, and sometimes they live up north in the cold, and they live in the south where it's hot, and everything in between. Yeah, versatile, also skilled feat or another feat. I want to say that I'm satisfied with the versatile, but I'm just gonna go satisfied, and I'm going to say it right here. I'd love to. I think for races, it makes more sense to have fixed feat at level 1 instead of people getting the choice. This is my personal opinion. Don't shoot me, don't kill me, don't come to my house. This is my personal opinion. I think for this kind of stuff, I really like that you can build all your own stuff, right? But for this kind of stuff, I like to have it fixed, because if you take a feat of your choice, this just really invites that epic power building that just at level 1 you become this powerhouse, and at level 3 you're basically a demigod, which I don't really like. So I think for races it makes more sense to have a fixed feat at level 1 instead of people getting the choice. The later invites power playing building too much in my opinion. Next. I was satisfied as a dwarf character option. Dark vision satisfied, resilience satisfied, toughness satisfied, forge wise very satisfied, and stone cunning very satisfied. Very good dwarf. A dwarf is more dwarfy. Dwarf has just become more dwarfy. Elf character options. Actually, I'm pretty satisfied overall. So they get dark vision, the draw, satisfied. The wood elf, very satisfied. Really, I really like to look at flavor, and for me, I'm not really into draw. And I like high elves, but not for playing, but I like them as a concept, and I'm satisfied with what they get. They get spells, everything, but I just feel that they might be a little bit too powerful, at least in my games. I'm speaking from my own personal experience, of course. Every table has different experiences. The Elven lineage wood elf, that really is flavorful for me. Like the long strider type of stuff where you can build a really cool ranger or druid person from the wood elf. Fey ancestry, keen sense, and trance. Oh, I didn't read into this. Wait. I need to scroll back. I'm missing a lot of stuff. What else? You have advanced saving throws to make avoid the charmed condition. Nice. That's for all else. Keen sense, you have proficiency in the perception skill. You don't need sleep. Magic can't put you to sleep. You can finish a long rest. Yeah, that's just all elf stuff, right? Halfling. Halfling's brave, of course. Nimble, of course. Luck. Like, I personally don't like to name to have luck as a thing, because luck is just luck. It's not why, like, I don't know, how can somebody be more lucky than, and I don't know, that's just, it's not how that works in my brain. So I'm gonna go dissatisfied. Naturally stealthy, which really cool comments. Luck as a measurable stat doesn't make sense in my brain as far as I have one. How satisfied are you with the elements of the orc character? Adrenaline rush, really love it. Dark vision, just satisfied. Powerful build. You know, that powerful build stuff, we don't really use that a lot in our games. So we're just going to go satisfied, because I think for people who are really working with the encumbered rules and the pushing and dragging and lifting kind of stuff and really going hardcore with that, it absolutely makes sense. But for me personally, in our games, we don't mess with that kind of stuff that much. So I'm just satisfied that's there, but it's not for me, right? And relentless endurance, who doesn't like? Who doesn't love relentless endurance? Question mark. All right, let's go. Character background section. Oh, I'm very satisfied with that. How satisfied were you with the were you with the elements of the character background section as presented in the article? Background features, ability score. This is where it's at for me. This is where I want an extra thing here. I want like very satisfied A++ or something like that, because the fact that they are adding ability scores to backgrounds, for me, they should really have like an index here, like I know where we're going with this, because where the frick are the background? Are these the backgrounds? Oh, these are the backgrounds. Okay. So I really like that, for example, the gladiator right here, that they put like the ability scores right here in the background. This makes so much sense for me personally. I know some people who don't like it, but for me personally, I've been always saying this. Why is every gnome the same? Why is every elf the same? Why is every human the same? No, it is who you are, what you've been doing, that makes sense. You're a gladiator, yes, you get strength and charisma. Of course, you can change all of this around, but I love that it is in this section. Background features, skill proficiencies, yeah. Absolutely like that they're in there. Tool proficiencies, love it. Language, love it. Feat, love it. And equipment, love it. So I love that you're getting feats you're getting a first level feat. I love that they gave feats a level now. Really takes the power players by the collar a little bit. It's like, okay, take it easy. But I don't know if they like did it well enough, because I don't really like that they're saying, hey, take whatever background you want and change whatever about it you want, because that's just like, there's going to be combinations that are just going to be ridiculous, even more than in 5th edition. Mark my words, there's going to be combos, but you get that with games, right? It's like with Magic the Gathering, you get 3 cards that if you put them together, like the entire room explodes or something like that. So yeah, that's cool. I really like this. I'm super satisfied with the backgrounds. Which of these backgrounds have you playtested? I haven't really playtested them because I've read them. And how satisfied are you with the following backgrounds as presented in the article? Oh wow. Are we going to look at all of these? Like, let's just take a few, right? Bunch of backgrounds, sample backgrounds, acolytes, like, not sure. Criminal, I really like this one. Very satisfied. Really like the entertainer one. There was a farmer one. That didn't cross my. You grew up close to the land. Years standing animals and cultivating the earth rewarded you with patience and good health. You have keen appreciation for nature. Oh, that's really cool. Like many farmers, you made frequent use of the agricultural almanacs produced by the greatest halfling farmers. Constitution +2 and Wisdom +1. Animal handling. Makes sense, yeah. Nature. Carpenter's tools. Language halfling, yes, because you have been working with the graders. And tough. Yeah, you've been working out on the land, you know, on freezing cold, and in the like the sun is burning your skin, and you still are picking potatoes or whatever. People don't pick potatoes, I know, but like, yeah, really cool one. I know the gladiator to be really cool. So I'm just gonna select the ones that I know that I think are cool. I really like the guide one. The guide is also just makes sense. Where is it? Sailor. Yeah. Oh, there's so many words. Guide. Yeah, anyway, I really like the guide one. I'm not gonna, don't know. So, hang in there. We're getting there. Noble Hermit Sage. What do we have? Sailor? I know there is a sailor here somewhere, which I really liked. Should be with, I've probably already like seen it 100 times, but I am dyslexic. So I'm probably seeing. Oh, here it is. Sailor, dexterity +2, wisdom +1. Makes sense. You need to be you need to be like have a lot of dexterity to sail a boat, right? You need to be very perceptive in order to do the right thing on a boat and see when a rock is about to hit you or you are about to hit a rock. Acrobatics, yeah, you need to climb up the sails, climb down, you need to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Perception makes sense. Navigator's tools make sense. This all just makes sense, right? Thus far, you've spent most of your days living the life of a seafarer, wind at your back and decks swaying beneath your feet. As you sail towards your next adventure, you've perched on bar stools in more ports of call than you can remember, faced down mighty storms and swapped stories with the folk who lived beneath the waves. Yeah, tavern brawler. That's cool because, yeah, sailors, when they're on land, they're always like picking a fight with our people. So, you get silk rope, you get your dagger, you get your fishing tackle, you get everything. Navigator's tools. I think all of these really make sense. Soldier also, an urchin. Oh, right there. An urchin, I don't really know. So just, that's the main thing with them. I look at the ones that interest me the most and I really dig in there. The ones that interest me, like criminal, entertainer, farmer, gladiator. I don't know why some interest me and others don't really, but I think they're all making a lot of sense. Although you can still build your own one. I really like these the ones they present, and I really like the way they present them. I'm just gonna drink from my coffee real quick because I'm getting a sore voice and my coffee is getting cold. Gnome. Do you use feats when playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons? Often. Always. Which of these feats have you play tested? So I haven't play tested the feats that are in here, but like, yeah. How satisfied are you with the elements of the fates section as presented in the article? Why is there a little star everywhere? Oh, that's okay. I know for a fact that I like about anything in here. So alert, for example, it's not repeatable. You're always on the lookout for danger. You roll initiative, you can add proficiency modifier to the roll, and you can swap initiative, which is really good. Immediately after you roll initiative, you can swap your initiative with the initiative of one willing ally in the same combat. You can't make the swap if you or the ally is incapacitated. Yeah. I don't know. they really are putting a lot of, like, I really like the healer one, for example. They're putting a lot of thought into this. So you have to alert the crafter. The healer is right here. You have training and intuition. So the healer, at first, if I remember correctly, it wasn't really something you took if you already had healing spells. I'm just gonna look that up real quick. Google. I need to go to Google. It's gonna somebody mess with D&D 5e healer feat, right? So here it is. You can spend 1 use of your hero skill to tend to creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum hit points it dies. Heroes could stabilize dying creature. So with this, there isn't anything to buff the healing spells you have. So as a healer, as a cleric, or as a paladin, or whatever, it doesn't make sense to take this because you already have so many things you can use in order to heal people. So there's a lot of feats that make more sense. But with this, there is the healer rerolls. Whenever you roll a die to determine the number of hit points you restore with a spell or with this feat's battlematic benefit, you can reroll the die if it rolls a 1, and you must use new roll. So this even makes sense for people who already have healing abilities. Like, for example, if you play like a secondary healer, maybe like a druid or a ranger who has healing spells, and functions as like a secondary healer in the party, this really makes sense because your healing spells get more powerful. If you have a healer's kit, you can expand 1 use of it and tend to a creature within 5 feet of action. They can expand their own hit die. Really like that. And you then roll die. I don't really like that they're like, yeah, you can roll my die so I regain hit points, because then it's like, what is your hit die? Oh, it's a D10. Oh, I need to find a D10. While the person themselves often have a D10 ready when their hit die is a D10. Most of the time it's in front of them. So it makes more sense for me that they roll it. But anyway, the creature regains a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your proficiency bonus. I love healer. And I'm just going to go with, you know what? I've read all of them, and I don't really have anything bad to say about all of them. But I'm gonna say, with the healer feat, it makes more sense to have the person who's being healed. Does that need 2 points? Probably not. Being healed. To have the person who's being healed. With the healer feat, it makes more sense to have the person who's being healed roll their own hit die, because they will probably have it close to them anyway. This can help speed up the game. Just an opinion, just something that I see happening, like this conversation that doesn't need to happen, happens at the table. How satisfied were you with the elements? Man, this is a long survey. We're at 48%. This is going to be a long video, guys. Okay. How satisfied were you with the elements of the rules glossary section as presented in the article? The D20 test. Rules glossary? Is that like the beginning? What do they mean with this? Okay. I'm just gonna quickly, I'm satisfied with inspiration. Like, oh, these are all, I'm going to be completely honest, did not give enough attention to this stuff. Oh, yeah, I really like this. Oh my god, I really like that there's now 3 spell lists. Boom, done. Arcane spell list, Divine spell list, and Primal spell list. Absolutely love it. Yeah, that's something that I really looked into, but the other stuff is just something that I skipped over and I read, but it like didn't give enough thought. Didn't expect them to ask this question, but Arcane spell list and Divine spell list and Primal spell list, man, that just simplifies stuff and makes so much sense. Like wizards and other people, they get the Arcane spell list. I don't know, druids and probably rangers get the primal spell list, and paladins and clerics get the Divine Spellist. Yeah, love it. Additional comments? Nope, I don't. The following questions are just for clarification. What's your age? What's my age again? Oh, now I have to type this in front of YouTube where everybody can see it. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit gray hair here and also a little bit of gray hair here. So I'm 35 years old. Man. Come on. Man, I feel like... thank you for taking our survey. Your feedback is very important to us. And to the... So I was at 48% and now suddenly I'm at 100%. So it's done. Right? And now that I've taken the survey, I was sitting here wondering why they did not ask about the crit rules, because I really dislike the crit rules, the new crit rules. And then I realized that that is what they meant with the D20 tests section. So I put I don't know in there. So I was filling in the survey actually to put dissatisfied there, but I didn't know they were meaning that with that question. So now I completely failed. But I think there's a lot of people dissatisfied with that. So please, for the love of God, fill in this survey and go to that section and fill in dissatisfied. Just do me a favor. So, like I said in my previous 2 videos about One D&D, I will keep you up to date, and I will be creating videos about One D&D in the future when there's new playtests, when there's new information about the virtual tabletop, when there's new information about the new edition, the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons. I will be right here, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and until next video, bye-bye.